Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mr. Commentator here, back with another video. And today, this is a different type of video. I'm not going to commentate on anything, but since I mainly talk about options, I wanted to go over how I've been doing on my options trading journey. And so I have my screener in front of me. This is where I track all of my trades. You can see the ticker, when I opened it, when I closed it, when it was going to expire, the order type, the strikes, the premium, the status, and the total profit and loss. And then to the right of everything, I have my green for good, red for bad, and then I have the net profit of every week, and then I have the weekly balance also posted so you can see how everything is going. And so let me just talk through this. I'm gonna open up my Robinhood account. I should open it up low-key, and let me also open up TradingView. Is there anything else I need to open up in here? No. Finviz and Yahoo Financer, yeah, I don't need to open up those. But here's my Robinhood account. And before you flame me for using Robinhood, listen, for me, it gets the job done. I don't have any issues with it, so I don't mind it. But I have thought about switching over to TD Ameritrade because I want a more robust system. But for now, since I'm still early in it, and it's not like it's going, since it's 50-50 right now anyway, let me just stay on here. It's simple and I don't have any trouble using it. And is this on auto? Alright. So here's TradingView, and these are the two indicators that I use to help me identify what strike prices I want to sell. I mean, of course, more goes into it than just Bollinger Bands and moving averages. I use support and resistance. And so, you know what? Let me get to that in a minute. I wanted to do this on Monday to cover my first week, and then stuff just started piling up on me and I couldn't do it. And then the days started crossing, and then obviously I had to make more trades. So I just wanted to do a bi-weekly recap. But I think after next week, the next trading week, I'm gonna start doing weekly recaps every Monday. Actually, no, I'll do it every Sunday. Yeah, every Sunday is better. But let's start off with my first week. So my first week are these 6 boxes here. Let me see if I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wonderful. So it's these 6 rows right here. These were all the trades I took that week. So I started off with SPY, obviously, because the whole reason I wanted to sell credit spreads was because the liquidity on SPY was awesome. And I'm gonna pull up the VIX. I've started using the VIX recently, so let me go on the daily chart. And as you can see, it's took a bit of a turn now. It's all the way at 12.9, so there's literally no IV in SPY. But this was on 6/12 through 6/15, yeah. So so let me draw a box here. So 6/12. Wait, no, that's May 12th. I'm tripping. Man, where is it, man? 6/12 through the 15th. Okay. So, okay, it was these boxes right here. So this is the VIX trading. This was the VIX when I did my first, when I was doing my first week of option trades. And, it was between 15 and, it was between 13.4 and 15 point something. So to me, it was, ideal. I didn't really know anything about the VIX. But this last week, more like yesterday, I learned a lot more about it, which is why it's actually on my chart now. This week the VIX has taken a big hit. It's dropping mad hard. So it's becoming really harder for sellers to make their collateral really work for them. So I have yet to formulate a plan to overcome that, because I don't want to buy options. I don't like doing that. I don't like having to be right within a specific amount of time. I just like what comes with selling options. And that's it went great. I opened up 5 trades, 5 positions up on SPY, one for every day of the week, damn near 12, 13, 14, 15. Not every, yeah. And then, so I was doing like, 24-hour 1 DTEs. So if I open this on the 12th, then it would expire on the 13th. I think it's because when I first started, I didn't really want to put myself to the risk of SPY moving a lot within a week, because when you start buying options, that's typically what they do, and it's okay for them. So I wanted to limit my time risk, and because I wanted my premium fast. So I opened this on the 12th. I closed it the next day, the day of expiration. It was a put credit spread. It was the 23 strike. I was being so conservative. I didn't even care how much I made in return. I just wanted to make something and not risk losing all of it. And so as you can see here, in the first week, I bought back all of my contracts, and you can see this week too, I bought back all of my contracts, all except one, and this was a fluke. But now I found out, because when I was opening up these contracts, I learned that I watched a bunch of credit spread videos on Robinhood, that they had issues whenever their spreads expired, and I was too scared to let mine expire, because you have 2 legs, and both of those, they just said buy it back. So that's what I was doing. And then so yesterday morning, I'm trying to close this QQQ position because it's at 100% profit. And then I was reading more articles, and it said you're gonna have trouble buying it back once it's 100% gain or 100% loss. And they were right. This wasn't getting filled. I asked for $1 because the bid was -1 and 1, and the ask was 1. And so I asked for $1, no fill. And then I went up to 2, no fill. So I didn't want to risk it, and I figured, okay, I'll just let this take its course because everything else was closed. And if there's an issue, I'll just contact Robinhood. They'll get it cleared for me. And because I didn't really. What was the worst that could happen, bro? What? It's not like I lost a trade. I literally 100% profit. And I had the order fill for $1 still on queue by the off chance that it got filled, and it never did. So I just let it expire. And I was reading through the Robinhood documentation, and they said that if it does expire, then they'll release the collateral after it's been cleared or something. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then a couple hours later that evening, I think it was around 6:15 or maybe 5:45, I went back to see what had happened, and my collateral was back. As you can see here, 0 in collateral, just 2,000. And I kept my $6, and it all added up, so I wasn't missing any money. So now I know that I can let my gains expire for 100% profit instead of buying it back. For example, this one was 3 contracts. The premium was 15, and then I spent $3 to buy it back for a total profit of 12. When in reality, I could have had $3 extra, right? So now I know that you can let contracts expire and you'll have no issues as long as they're both out of the money. And so let's get to my losses, because wins are wins, but losses is where you actually learn something. So my first loss was the first trade I opened up this week, and it was on SPY. And SPY was a bitch to me this week, bro. SPY and QQQ. And I think it's because this was the first time that I ever actually traded during a significant week. I know the Fed chair testifying, it's not as big as the other FOMC movements, but for me it was causing a headache. And so that morning, I was just watching a live stream. I had it propped up split screen on my laptop here while TradingView was open on the other side, and I was watching the markets move. Whenever he made a hawkish statement, it would drop, and then it would bounce back up, it would drop. And this is what went on here with QQQ. I ditched SPY after that because the liquidity, the premium wasn't there anymore. and there was the my the criteria for me to like get into a position, it wasn't there, but QQQ did. And part of that criteria, I think, coming off a really good week with $43 in profit, was more premium, because I wanted to aim for $50 a week and then eventually get it to 100. So I started going for higher premium, because you can see here, right, $4 premium, $8 premium, $5 premium, and this $8 was 4 contracts, so I was only getting $2 per contract, and I opened up 4 for a total of 8. And then I had the big ones, like $24 in premium, and this one, that might have been times 3, because there's no way. Like, it's literally 2 strike prices away. I think that was a mistake. It was probably $8. I'll double check that. But yeah, it was definitely multiple strikes, because I had to buy it back, right? But I got high on the premium, and as you can see here on the red days, because when something goes wrong, I usually make note of what I did wrong. I did not trade with the trend. Okay, second, Powell, he was doing a lot, making shit happen. And third, I was on Webull, and I was looking over the feeds for SPY, QQQ, Nvidia, and I usually just ignore those. I just read those for the laughs, because people talk about how they're loaded up on puts or calls, and I just kind of take a laugh. But you feel me? It was all confusing, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I got a little bit scared, so I started buying it back. So okay, I don't think I need to go through these numbers once again, because this isn't adding up. Because I had $18, so that would only been -1. Okay, whatever. But the weekly balance still matches up. As you can see here, I ended off with 15.54, and if I go to all time, 15.54. Oh my god, last week I was up like 4%, bruh. But okay, continuing on, I chased high premiums. I went with the most bare bones approach that like options traders make in their beginning, where they ignore the Greeks. And since people always explain it as, if you think the stock will go up, go long, buy a call, vice versa. So when I was selling it, I was looking at the support and resistance lines, which is another place I went wrong. And I was like, okay, surely this isn't gonna go above that price. So I entered contracts using that, and I entered call credit spreads, because I made the mistake of not trading with the trend. So this time I used my moving averages to help me identify which way it was gonna go, and I traded with the trend. So that's why I entered calls, because here I entered puts, and that it wasn't going well. So I entered calls, but then again, I got tired of the strikes. And if you look over here, I was chasing the high premium. So realistically, what I should have done was I should have at least, like, this makes me so mad that I did this, because no, I'm not, I'm lying, bro. I got so many issues. So I entered high premiums, right? I got $22 in premium. I was ecstatic. But I ignored the Greeks. The delta was too high. Like, I was monitoring these positions throughout the day. So like every 10-15 minutes after Powell would say something else, go back, I would check the delta on my sell contract, because that's all I cared about. I checked the delta, I checked the gamma, and gamma, I learned about little interference. But back to gamma, right? I was watching through the TD Ameritrade trading courses, and they mentioned they had a really good topic on the gamma risk, because everyone tells you to just look at delta and theta, but no one mentions gamma, right? And gamma is really important, because gamma plays the role of like how much your options pricing will change as it gets closer to expiration. So it becomes really hard to manage gamma when you're like expiring. So I was opening up these 1-day contracts. Gamma was already high, and it got only even higher with Powell's statement. So with the high premium, so I was already close to the money. Like 367 QQQ here was trading. It was yesterday, right? Yeah, look at this. QQQ was trading at 366 and at a low of 360, and it was bouncing in between this range. And eventually I was like, you know what, I'm tired, I can't do this, and I just took the loss. There were times when these positions went into profit zones. This one was up $6, and I tried to close it, and then as soon as like QQQ moved up like 4 cents, then it would be back down to like plus $3, and then it would be plus $0, and then it would be in the minus. And then after like 3 times, the cycle repeated. I was so finished. I was like, you know what? Clearly, I've made a mistake. I didn't enter this position through my criteria. I entered it because it was on impulse. I let the intrusive thoughts win. So I bought back those contracts. And then there was no real good way to put it. I bought back those contracts and I just said, fuck it. I took the loss. Still coming out green on the year to date, so that's really all I have. I mean, I'm still up 0.7%, but you know, next week will be better. And don't get me started on support and resistance, because in addition to Bollinger Bands and EMAs, I wanted like additional signs to confluence my trades, and to identify key levels for good strike prices. Like, you know, what people will tell you to do is, here, go onto Bollinger Bands, find whenever the band is tightening or whatever, and then just pick that strike price. But like, you feel me, it doesn't work that way, bruh. So I was doing like support and resistance. I draw out, my lines were everywhere, bro. Like, oh my god, there's probably a screenshot on my phone, because I know I posted about it on my story. And I had like maybe 8 lines drawn up on NVIDIA. And that's how I was entering my NVIDIA trades, which, you know, NVIDIA has not failed me at all. Like, I know this one was only a total profit of $3. And that's because this one was behaving just like this QQQ one. But I was actually able to get it filled when it went to +3. But the charts became so hard to read with support and resistance lines everywhere. And whenever I enter a trade, I make a red line on the chart to indicate that's where my strike price is. So, you know, if it crosses a certain, and then I'll add an alert, because if price crosses that alert and it gets that close to my strike price, then I'll just take the loss. I don't want to be in the money at all. So that's kind of what went on. And, you know, like, my mistakes are right here, bro. I chased high premiums. I ignored the Greeks. Powell was still in motion. So these are all mistakes that I will not make next week. So yeah, I got off really lucky. And I'm gonna go double check my math here. Like, math was never my best subject. So I probably shouldn't even be trading like that. But you feel me? If I can do it, anyone can do it. And Lord, the VIX, bro, this is like worrying me, bro. Like, there's literally no more premium. Like, come on. So I don't know. I'm sure something will happen. I wanted to enter a trade today. For example, let me go into, this is what okay, like, I was literally going through the motions of entering a trade this morning. So let me go on SPY. Let me find a tight level. Okay, 438, and 438 looks good to me, because look, this is how many times price failed to hit 438, and it's in a downward motion, so call credit spread is the way. Like, I went through the motions and I met my criteria. So I went to the 438 strike. I went to the June 26th expiration date, because, you know, premium. So I went to 438, and this isn't even bad. Like, look, the delta, it's a 12. Before it was 0.9. Gamma, however, it's at 6. Theta, $10 a day. Vega and Rho, eh. And so I would go this far. I'd sell it. I'd go up. I'd buy this. Like, bro, this isn't even a bad trade, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to enter this. But, like, well, I look at the news here. And I know I shouldn't be relying on news. Because I barely use the headline shit. But, like, dog. I'm at a mental block right now. So, yeah. And I've still yet to update my PL calendar. I wish you could do something like PL calendar like you could on Webull, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, this is my options journey so far. So in summary, got too high off with my winning streak, chased high premiums, went a little bit ahead of myself, and made impulsive, irrational decisions that I wouldn't have made if I was a calm and collected trader. Yeah, there's honestly no other, like, there's no sugarcoating it, dude. Like, I actually failed, bro. Like, this should make me mad. When I say mad, I'm not actually mad. I'm just like, you feel me? But it is what it is. And next week we will do a better job, see where the markets are, see what's going on next week. But other than that, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. I might do this every week. No, I will do this every week, at least until college starts. I don't know how I'm gonna film then in a dorm with a roommate. But yeah, I just want to like grow this to at least $3,000 before summer, because I'm not gonna make that much money off of premium, especially with my conservative ass strategy. And this was another issue. I was so conservative. I'd be so conservative with like my strike prices, and then I'd also ignore the statistics. And then that's literally how it went to a failure. Like, these are only green because I bought it out so early, right? Because look at this. This was one contract with $16 and I bought it back for $5 because I just wanted to be out of it. I started closing positions. Was this Thursday? Yeah. That Thursday was a rough day, bro. Thursday was rough. And I've also made 2 day trades because I opened and closed these on the same day. And to think I would have been in profit today, because, you know, where's QQQ now? It's literally at 363. So theta decay would have at least put me in profit. So it wasn't a good week, and my attitude was definitely showing when I was hanging out with my friends. But you know, it's a journey, man. It's a journey. So I'm gonna end this video off here. It's already at 25 minutes. Yeah, I'm looking for more liquid stocks to go sell stuff on. Like, QQQ's okay, SPY is mediocre, Nvidia is great. Like, I literally made it $18 off of where is it? No, it was this one. Yeah, look, $16 premium off of one contract. So out of the money. So I'm looking for more stocks like those. Tesla's one I'm looking at, but I just don't like, bro. I can't, like, you know, yeah. Like, it was so bad on Thursday. I went to the library and then I checked out like 4 books on trading, technical analysis and shit, because I know my shit needed a rework. So after I film this, I'm gonna go edit it, upload it, and then I'm gonna start reading my books and getting more knowledge. This is so beautiful, man, but I'm not gonna do it. And eventually, I think I'll work my way up to weekly expirations instead of 1 DTEs. Like, for just look at this. Next, that's the 30th. Look at the premiums for the 30th. And let's go through a mock trade right now. Let's go on SPY, right? Let's go on the daily charts, because this is a multi-day trade, or I don't know what you call it, bro. So this is in a downtrend, so I would likely enter a call of 445. Resistance 445. I'm gonna go take a look at the 448 strike price. Look, okay. 90% chance of being in the money. Damn. IV's low, no volume though. $5 a day. Gamma super low. About four. Let's look at the 445 one. 88% chance of being in the money. We'll just. So what are the puts looking like? Let me find a good put zone. Okay, so price never broke 425. So I'd probably go for this level, 423. 420. I'll look at the 415 and the 420 strikes. So now I'm selling a put, so 420 and wait. Dude, am I stupid? Like, I'm actually stupid. I wasn't even looking at the right section. And this isn't even good. Oh, this is ass. Oh, see what I mean? Like, bro, I need more reworkings of the internal system. Let's go back to selling a put. Let's see if that was any better. So it was the 415 and the 420. Yeah, the premium isn't worth it though. Like, let's look at the 3% chance. Gamma super low. So if I did this, that ain't gonna work. Not for a 7-day long trade, but you feel me? So I need more experience. So that's why I'm gonna end off this vid, because I don't want to bore you guys with any more going through the motions. But yeah, take some lessons from me. I'm gonna take a look for the calendar next week regarding events like Powell, the Fed. Read up on more market sentiment, run these numbers again, and come back better than ever. And I have another account that I'm going to transfer money from so I can enter more positions, because frankly, like 2K isn't enough. But yeah, I'm still waiting, because I just liquidated all of it. I'm waiting for the cash to settle and then I'll transfer it. But for now, yeah, I'm gonna end it off here. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys next week.